I'm Justin Kennedy.
I am Douglas Randall.
I'm Ben Gaffin.
I'm Louie. And we're
Army Navy!
Paul being in the video, our buddy Jeremy Connor, who directed the video, he did this thing called Drunk History. He's buddies with the whole comedy kind of scene in LA. He had worked with Jack Black on this movie Year One that's coming out. I think that's what it's called. And Paul's in the movie. So they had spent a bunch of time together in, I think, North Carolina or somewhere, wherever they shot it. Became buddies, and we were all sort of writing this treatment for the video and change it and come up with different ideas. And he came up with this thing where he was like, we always kind of wanted to get someone funny or someone fun in the video, like to kind of make it different. Because Jeremy kind of directs sketches, mostly like funny comedy bits, and we're like, it'd be funny to do that sort of thing for a video. And we came up with this idea for the video, and Jeremy was like, oh my God, what if we had Paul? And like instantly we were like, perfect. Like the image of him playing this whacked out tambourine player in our band was you could just picture him. And we talked to him about it. He was super amped on the idea and had all his own ideas about what different things we could do, and collaborated with him, and it was perfect. He's just the funniest person, and gave 100%. Like we weren't able to pay him or anything, but he was just into the concept, into the idea, liked the song. We all got along really well, and I think we shot it for like 3 weeks, 3 weekends or something like that, maybe 2.5 weekends. There the whole time, was there just to like give as many hours as we needed to get it done. Was fully into it, and we'd call him up. We had because we weren't sure how we should end it, and we had all these different ideas, and he was on the phone. We'd be calling him, and he'd be throwing out ideas, and it was definitely collaborative, which was awesome. And he was really into it, and you can tell because he really gave it his all in the video. It's hilarious. He's so good. But yeah, it was like a collaborative thing, and we were very pretty, I don't know, picky about what we do. We're very specific about the things that we do, so it was nice for us to be with Jeremy, who's a buddy of ours, and to be able to write the whole thing sort of together and be comfortable with it, because we wanted it to be original and unique and kind of represent us. And
it was good. No, Paul was, like you said, he just really brought a lot to the table, and he's just amazingly hilarious. We all couldn't keep a straight face. I don't know if you said this when it was really difficult. Because he was just, even though you don't hear it in the video, he was just saying the most insane shit. It was off the wall.
Yeah, every take was different for Paul, so he kept us on our toes, because we were like, we're not actors, but we had to be kind of acting in this thing, and each time he would just throw out these crazy insults at us, especially the scene in the studio where he's flipping out. We have so much footage of him in the recording studio, trashing shit and fucking yelling at us. And he said, I'm Jim Henson, my hand is up your ass, right? Something like that.
I'm Jim Henson, you're the Muppet.
You're the Muppet. Yeah, that's it. Say that again.
He said, I'm Jim Henson, you're the Muppets, my hand's up your ass.
Greatest put down of all time.
He said, my favorite was, he was like, I'm a truth sayer, fuck you.
Yeah, I'm a truth sayer, fuck you. Great. Just all off the top of his head. He's just a funny person. There's just every time he say something, we would just try to keep a straight face. It was never possible because he's so funny. I've always sort of been interested in comedy writing and stuff, so it's definitely was fun to be part of and see the process and work on it and have a real positive end point. We could really, in the end we were really happy with how it turned out, with all of our ideas thrown in, and it was like a collaborative thing. So yeah, I can see, I've always kind of seen myself writing some of that stuff, maybe. I don't know. We're very hard-headed, probably, in the end. We've been a band for a few years, and we've never really done anything except the way that we wanted to do it, and we've kind of gotten used to that, and we started our own label, and we've hired our own publicity people, the people that we wanted, and if the right people didn't come around to us, we just kept doing it ourselves. And that's kind of the way we've always handled our business and being a band, is that unless people are super excited or as into it as we are, we don't really feel like we need to work with those people. So when we can seeing as we have our own label, maybe a label would not have let us do this video. Who knows? Like, it was definitely weird, and it was great for us. Like, a lot of people got into it, but it wasn't a mainstream thing. It's not like a performance video. It's not us looking like cool, awesome, like stupid rock stars or something, you know? Yeah, like, like we wanted to like that was not the idea. Like, we don't want some stupid, phony music video that no one's gonna watch. I would never watch that video if it was there's no place to watch videos on TV, so it's all internet. So why make a video where you're in some white room playing your instruments and like posing for the camera? Like every other video that you turn on for like 15 seconds, you're like, oh, I've seen this a million times. So for us, it was like, how can we do this our own way? Something that's unique and make it something that people are going to watch, you know, and that's, you know, and for us, it worked. It totally worked for that video, for sure. It's great because you're not relying on anybody else to fuck it up. So if you're in full control, which is very scary, but in the end,
You can fuck it up yourself.
exactly. Like, only you're to blame. And so the amount of time and effort that you put into it is gonna, you know, come back to you, and that's the most rewarding part of it.
Well, it's been a lot of work to get it to that point, and I think we're all just really proud of it. Really, I mean, that's the way I feel. What do you think, Ben?
I don't know. I think we spent like the first 2 years of our career just kind of figuring out who we are, and you know, we had figured out a couple different members changed, and you know, once we settled in our lineup and we started really solidifying as a band, then you know, we spent a lot of time developing our songs and writing them and getting to the place where we could make a record. And also in that time, there was kind of a shift, I think, in music and in the general like scheme of how music works, and that bands have become more empowered and able to. At the beginning, when we first started, we were like, okay, we need to sign a record deal, and then we'll be able to make the record. But over those last 4 years, things have changed so much that we, you know, while we were honing our sound, times changed, and we were able to kind of develop this and put this, like, all this work that we had, it all, like, kind of the stars aligned, and it all worked out.
Yeah.
I'm very proud of the record.
It's kind of taken on a life of its own. It's interesting to see, like, how people react to our songs and how people have, you know, kind of people who really get into the record claim their songs as our songs as theirs, and like take sort of like it becomes a part of their life. And I think that's like kind of one of the most rewarding parts of it all, is like seeing that like it kind of take its own life. But it's kind of an exciting thing, it's not like a discouraging. It's a good thing, you know. It's positive.
We have songs that we're excited about, and it's important these days. You know, if you have something going on, like, people have short attention spans, and if you don't follow them up with something exciting and new, they're going to move on. And for us, we're excited to get in the studio again, you know, get back and record more songs, and, you know, even better songs, and follow it up as soon as possible. It's basically just us wanting to just keep going and keep pushing it, and we're excited about the things that are going on, which makes us excited to keep writing and keep putting more good music out. We had a good amount of old stuff, but so far we haven't worked on any of the old stuff. We've all been working on only new songs, and I think that's probably going to be the case. Maybe we'll go back to one or two other songs that didn't make the record, but the stuff that's sort of coming out now seems like more present and more of the moment, more exciting. So I think for now we're just going to keep hopefully writing more and keep working on the newer stuff. Like, there's a new song that we're really excited about, and we were amped to play it live for sort of this kind of mediocre show, which we thought was a kind of a good idea. So we played it for the show, and that was like a good way to kind of put it out into the world early on, where, you know, the backup vocals aren't there yet and this sort of stuff. It's just like the bare bones. Then you really get a response from the people, and you can tell better in an environment when people are watching you what's working. For us, it's like you want to get that excitement on tape, and unless you've played it for people, like, you don't really know what's going to work quite right, I think.
You know how, like, when you bring someone into your bedroom and then they start looking around, and it's like you're seeing your bedroom for the first time through their eyes, or your living room or your kitchen, you know, your dungeon. It's kind of the same deal with playing songs live, you know, like it's like hearing it for the first time, or really understanding what the song is, where it's at in completion.
Sure.